But first thing we need to talk about is the Burna Boy issue. The Burna Boy late show fiasco. It's a madness still. It's a madness. So let's just see what going with that. Welcome to the chats. If you're joining, put something in the chat so I can see you. Let me know I can see you. Well, yeah, man. First thing we need to talk about Burna Boy, the #1 menace in Africa, the African giant. Obviously, I hope you guys can see. It was glad that the singer arrived at 3 a.m. You guys, I don't need to go into all of the news, but the basic thing is that fans came out for a show by 7 p.m. and he didn't get to the stage until around 3 a.m. in the morning. And this happened in Lagos, Nigeria, on the X show. So before I go into give my takes on it, let me just read out some tweets from what happened. Let me just read out some tweets from what happened. Imagine what Burna Boy had to say. Zero apologies. It was this video that actually got me, you know, like it was this video that actually got me.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Where is he? Where is he?
I tell you with you now.
Okay.
After I don't talk, say I keep person from Kubana. After I don't talk, say my mama dance for Bella. After I don't, no wala. I still love you now. Why I did here? So if you like, don't love me. I'm not going to issue.
Can you imagine? Sometimes go away.
What you see when you look at me?
Fam, they even replied to Ngbalaja. Tamu, thanks for joining, man. Listen, Burna has killed me. He came out the whole day shift leave, then cussed out the crowd. Legendary, you know, wahala. I mean, it was trying to say that you guys have been talking shit about him, but he still came out for you for his own show. Burna Boy, so some other tweets from the show. Burna Boy to white people, my Africans are suffering. Dance to my music, brand me a reformer and reward me financially. Burna Boy to the suffering Africans, God punish you now. So, okay, the same video. I think I had some more tweets on it. Okay. Anyway, before we go into more tweets, let me just give my take on it sharply. The God punish you now is my new favorite phrase. Bam! Come on, you're wild in the chat. But like, let me just give my quick take on it. And so the situation was very funny because like Burna Boy then came out the next day and released the statement saying like it was out of his control. So he had 3 options. In fact, I'll show you guys the statement quickly, but this is the trend. Like this is the same trend of our Nigerian artists in terms of like disrespecting Nigerians. It has been happening for a long time. Africans disrespecting Africans, basically. It has been happening for a long time. So it's not the first time. It's not going to be the last time. But this one was just so blatant. Like usually when artists do it, they're always like quoting it, or their statement to quote it, or like nobody has ever done it in such a African giant form like this. I don't know if any of you saw the video of him kicking someone during the performances, but I think what blew my mind the most about the whole thing was that even after all the disrespect, even after making people wait till 3 a.m., people still stayed, #1, and people were still vibing, #2, which brings me to what this guy said. I think this guy had the best take on this thing. I can't give him too much take on it because of this guy. This particular guy in this video. He gave the best take on this thing.
One of a party, yeah, those one. When we say government they treat person badly, musician safety they treat person anyhow. See as they match people head for stage. One of a party, yeah, Jenny Burna Boy. See as they match people head for stage, still they tell them anyhow. Ogun won't kill you ni. I mean, which kind of level we all those one like this now? People pay for tickets, still on the museum on them. So yeah, we any. What in the smoke? Go on. What in the smoke? We self with the smoke, waiting they smoke, go on punish your money. If people use their money buy tickets, they come your show. Since 7, still can't come around 3 a.m. Still can't tell them rubbish. Still can't mash people head for show. All of my party Jenny. She David fit do that kind of rubbish ni. David no fit do that kind of rubbish.
Can Davido do that kind of rubbish?
Almost as government say they cheat person. You musician, we not be way they support you. All of it, without we fans, you know if be everything. I know be your fans self, but all of my party Jenny. Is anybody will stream your song again?
My guy is really angry.
Which guy have you not seen this one?
So for my non-Nigerian audiences, it's basically saying that it's basically insulting Burna Boy in Yoruba. It's basically telling him God will punish him and things like that for disrespecting the fan base and stuff like that. And it's basically saying it's because of the fans that you guys are who you are. So like, why the disrespect? Like, government is disrespecting us and artists that we love to come and start disrespecting us. So like, it's too much for Nigerians to be, and I can feel his pain, you know, and I can understand. But he also went at the fans too, like you fans that were staying there. I missed that rubbish. Like, I missed it all. Like, are you guys sick in the head? Like, why would you wait till 3 a.m. for someone to come out and then that person comes out, insults you, he said, if I'm not just insult, he says God will punish you for waiting for him, and then you still stay, you know. So like, so I think, and he touched on that too, which is my, I can't lie, I'm guilty of this too. Back in I can't remember the year, I was still in Nigeria, but we're waiting for Wizkid for a long time. Wizkid ended up coming around 4 a.m. But it wasn't like there was no performances. There was a lot of artists that came out. There was a lot of artists that came out before Wizkid came out. I think David came on that night, Two-Face came on that night. But Wizkid, which was why everyone came out for, did not come out till around 4-5 a.m. And I think there were like 2 1-hour delays, just the stage being empty. We're just waiting for Wizkid. And people were leaving, people were frustrated, people were angry. But I ended up waiting till 5 a.m. and then Wizkid came and then performed for like 20 minutes. And then I was like, wow. Like, wow. Like, there's work in the morning, that kind of thing. Do you mean tomorrow morning, or do you mean like for the Burna show? So it's like, it happens. Like, I've done it before. I've been That's still a bug. Why would you wait? But it's fun love, you know. Like when you're in that chance of like you love a fan too much, you love an artist too much, and you're like, ah, my goodness, I want to see him. Like, if I don't see, and one thing especially that kills is the FOMO, like the fear of missing out. The fact that, if you should go now, if I go now, that's when he will not come out. That kind of thing. So everyone is playing that what I call it, rat race. Or like, nobody wants to be the one that lost. Nobody wants to be the one that went, and then because they went, or not because they went, but after they went is when Wizkid now came out, or is when Burna now came out, which is the problem. So it's more like a social conformity type of thing, that kind of thing. But yeah, man, it happens, and like the advice to fans would be to stop tolerating this shit. But like, it's easy to say, but for hardcore fans, fan literally means fanatic. So fans will literally do anything for people they love. So it's a very toxic relationship between fans and artists. So, but obviously as artists need to do better. I'm trying to get the Burna Boy statement where he said, trying to bring it out. The statement where he said, explained what happened. Yeah, let me share my screen. It said, Lagos, I love you, but I can't do this again. The organizational structure and infrastructure is not there for the complexities of my audio and production needs. Sure. Let's be clear, I wasn't late, my band wasn't late. We pride ourselves on being highly professional, especially with our craft. There are 3 options available to me. Wait for audio to be fixed and delay the show. Come out at 11 p.m. as planned, with no sound or call breach of contract and pull the plug. Blah, 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 blah. So he said there were 3 options available to me. Wait for the audio to be fixed and delay the show. come out at 11 p.m. as planned with no sound, or call breach of contract and pull the plug. Okay, so out of these three options, which one do you think is the best? Either you wait for the audio to be fixed, which is what he ended up doing. He waited for the audio to be fixed and delayed the show till 3 a.m., which is what he ended up doing. You come out at 11 p.m. to bad quality. That one is a no-no for the artist. We know no artist is going to do that, especially someone of Burna Boy standard, or to call breach of contract. Personally, I think there's an option that he's not talking about. I think the option of coming out at that 11 p.m. explaining to the fans what is happening. Oh shit, the sound is bad. I can't perform like this. We might have to wait a bit. Then constantly reassuring the fans that, see, I'm around, but the sound is terrible. You get? And then if a situation where it's taking too long, postponing the show, I think that's an option that I did not talk about at all. So obviously it fucked up. Burna Boy fucked up. Come on, not everyone has your level of leg work skills. Shout out to Camo, man. Not everyone has your level of leg work skills, fam. Burna Boy is good, but I don't think he's at your level. That I can just entertain fans with just his legs. But yeah, man, like so basically he now ended up saying in this statement that I apologize to my fans for how hectic it was. Thank you for staying and weathering the storm with me. I commend my band, The Outsiders, for making the lemonade work. Okay, sorry, I skipped a part. He said, I know I can't go all the way and neglect my own people, so I'm taking matters into my own hands. I'm gathering the troops to work on building world-class infrastructure in the Nigerian entertainment business. Investors and stakeholders interested, please hit me up. We need to make some changes. Which is a good point, that he wants to... Which is a good point, that he wants to build his own facilities whereby the sounds will always be working. And it sounds good in theory, but bro, Burna, like, if you build those concepts, like those if let's say you manage to pull the capital to build something like that in Nigeria, how are you going to maintain it? That's number one. Number two, are we going to, I know Nigeria has a lot of artists, but how many artists can sell out big arenas? That kind of thing. So will you be making profit on that? And if you don't have profit, how will you be able to maintain it? So all these questions are there, that because in Africa we don't have a problem with building facilities. Our problem is maintenance. So that's the issue we have. So like, I like this your fairy tale of like wanting to build world-class facilities, but bruv, it's not looking good, bruv. But yeah, like Nigerian promoters, Nigerian operators, we need to improve. Same thing that happened with Ashake's show here in London, that we lost people, they lost lives. Apparently the promoters did not provide for enough security. Which leads us to our next topic, Afronation. Afronation got cancelled in Ghana halfway because of the fact that a lot of people crowded the venue on day 2. A lot of people crowded the venue. It was sold out. And a lot of people crowded the venue. And because there are so many people that crowded the venue, and a lot of these people in Ghana did not have tickets, but they just came to the venue and they did not have tickets, which is very funny. So they crowded the venue and they did not have tickets. And concurrently, there was not enough security for the crowd. So they had to cancel the show halfway. So people paid over £100 for Afronation, and they only saw half of the artists on that particular day, which is obviously a slap on the face to the organizers, because why would you do a show like that and not provide for enough security? So that was a big problem. So this is the trend that we are seeing over and over and over and over and over again repeat itself. Promoters, show venue organizers not organizing enough security or not organizing sound. Come on, it's embarrassing how the people have realized how easy it is to just show up and go into Afro-based events like Afronation and Ashake concert. Exactly, like, people are not bad. Don't get, people are not bad, but if people see an advantage, if people see that they can take advantage of something, if people see that, wow, I don't need to get a ticket, I can just go and I have a chance of entering. I won't lie, I've thought of doing the same thing before in the past. I won't lie, I'll snitch on myself right now and say the truth. I went for Palm Wine concert. And I'm not trying to throw shade at Palm Wine. I'm not trying to throw shade at Show Them Camp. I love them so much. But I went for Palm Wine concert in London. I showed them my ticket at the entrance. And they were like, go. The next person that came after me, they asked, do you have a ticket? They said yes. And they were like, go. I'm like, what do you mean by do you have a ticket? So I could have just said yes and I could have gone. So these are the issues. Like when I see that happening, I'm like, why would I spend the money to buy tickets if there's a chance that if I go there, I could get in for free? And yeah, you're right, Campbell. This is happening majorly at Afro-based events like Afronation and Ashake's concert. Like it's only at our events that this kind of. You cannot try this with a Justin Bieber concert. Go for a Justin Bieber concert without tickets, or go for a Justin Bieber is even a bit soft. Go for a trying to think of an artist that you likely get brushed if you go there. Ed Sheeran, thank you. Go for an Ed Sheeran concert and without tickets. Or go for a Travis concert. Thank you very much, Rashid. Go for a Travis concert without ticket and you see what will happen to you at the door. Like you see what will happen to you at the door. Beyonce ticket, thank you. Like this needs to happen. Like I know promoters don't want to spend that extra money to provide security and stuff. Like promoters are trying to reduce money they spend on those level of securities, but this money has to be spent. You guys are making enough money, especially artists. Like if you need to reduce your fees or contribute from your fees towards security, then do that instead of like. Exactly. Like see Ashake's concert now. 2 people have been confirmed that died. I talked about this in the last stream. 2 people have been confirmed that died. 4 people injured. Sorry, 4 people were hospitalized. Out of the 4 of them, 2 people died. Just because we didn't have enough security. So obviously this is something that needs to be fixed fast. So Burna Boy, obviously too, you need to do better. You can't be talking to your fans like that. And that statement is not enough. Like communicate with fans. Like if you know that you truly came to the venue on time, you're not too big that you can't come out and give us a statement that see you guys. And credit to him, he did it at Afronation. He did it at Afronation Portugal. He came out on stage and said this sound is bullshit. Exactly. Where is the proof? Come on, where is the fucking proof? So it is what it is at the end of the day. Like it is what it is. So moving on anyway to our next topic. He could have done a live stream. I don't think he has a setup for live stream. But yeah, man, he could have done a live stream actually from backstage. There are so many ways he could have handled this shit, fam. So many ways that makes more sense than coming out at 3 a.m. and kicking people's heads. There are so many ways that Burna Boy could have done it. That coming out and kicking people's heads. There's so many ways that could have done it. So no excuses. But are we gonna cancel Burna Boy? No, his music is too sweet. Are we gonna cancel any of these artists? No. If they release banger, we're still gonna sing. Like the people that were in that concert, when he said, "Tell me what you see when you look at me," everybody forgot about what happened. So like, it's a toxic relationship between us and the fans, and I think it's two-way. Us as fans, we need to have more standards. Us as fans, we need to like see the Ashake issue, for example. Ashake used the venue of 2K capacity. Ashake used the venue of 2K capacity in London for his first show, O2 Brixton. And I was like, Ashake, you've been #1 throughout the year. This is your first time in London. And you're using the venue of 2K capacity. How does that make any sense? Fine. He sold out the venue immediately. He put the sold out. Wow. Sold out. Instead of them to use a bigger venue to sell out another show, they're like, oh, sold out. We're going to wanted to do like Wizkid's O2 sold out the same venue 3 days in a row. He now used the same 2K capacity venue. Ashake, you have been number 1 throughout the year. First Nigerian artist to enter British top 20 charts. The UK charts. First Nigerian artist. You're using a 2K venue. Instead of you to use a bigger venue, you use the same venue the next day. It did sold out 3 times in a row. You used it for a second date. You use the same venue for a third date, a 2K capacity venue. O2 Brixton. Or 2K, 3K, around that amount. I'm forgetting the exact size, but it's a very small venue. And you're Ashake. You could not use the one at Wembley, the Wembley venue that is around 5K capacity that Fireboy used. You couldn't use that. You just want to sell out. Exactly. You just want to put sell out. I sold out my venue. Immediately I saw that it kept on. I didn't buy a ticket because I was like, the venue is too small. Imagine Wizkid using a 5K venue. It's too small. Like, people would buy, people would resell, people would sell fake. That is obvious. But when you have a big venue, it can take in all of that. But no, you want to put that you sold out. Ashake can sell out a 15K venue at this point in the UK. He can. So I didn't go for the concerts. I didn't go for any of the concerts because I knew what was going to happen. I mean, RIP to the lives, but I didn't know it was going to reach the extent of people losing their lives. But I knew it was going to be cramped. I knew it was going to be a bad experience. And I checked people that went all 3 days. Even discount the third day that they had to cut the venue short, cut the performance short. But I checked people that went on the first and the second day. Everybody complained. Everybody complained. Can we say because all the other Afro concerts in UK before him didn't sell out? Rema Fireboy. I mean, Fireboy didn't sell out his concert, but he used a big venue and the show was very good. You don't have to always put sell out. Like, fine, you sold out a 2K venue, but somebody did not sell out a 5K body, but he sold almost 4,000. Even monetary wise, it makes more sense. You make more money. You don't have to always sell out. Is not always the goal, but safety of, there's so many things to consider, especially as promoters. So I don't know how this, because to be fair to Ashake, he's not the one that comes up, makes these decisions. It's the promoters that choose the venue and things like that. But fam, as a promoter, why don't you want to even make more money? So yeah, but I get it. The amounts to pay, the down payments to make for these bigger venues are larger. So they're trying to say it all comes back to saving costs, and it comes back to the lack of capital that Africans don't have. So it's a very complicated issue. But still, man, like the grade is too much.